Okay, today guys, we're going to continue our conversation about polygons. So in your notes, let's put N7B up in the corner, and then you can title this 7B polygons. In particular, we're going to continue the conversation about angles. So if we look at our chart that we came up with yesterday, we talked about the relationships of the number of sides to the number of triangles. We said we found that relationship by subtracting 2 from each. Now, how do we go from the number of triangles to the total angle measures, or the sum of the angle measures? If you look, 1, 180, 2, 360. So we were adding how many triangles there were and that number of degrees. A shortcut is to multiply this number by 180. Now, if we combine these things, we can get here a little bit quicker. We can use a formula because we don't want to have to go through and fill this chart out every single time we're asked a question about the total angle measures. So let's get this down. The sum of angle measures, or we can also put total degrees in an n-gon, so any polygon. We take n minus 2 times 180. What does n stand for? We need to go back. What did we start with? We start with the number of sides. We know the number of sides. So n here is the number of sides. So whatever this n is, we can fill in here. So we take the number of sides minus 2 and then take that times 180. An example. If we want to find the sum of angle measures in an 9-gon, what we're going to do is we're going to take 9 minus 2, put it in parentheses because we're doing that first, times 180. So now we have 7 times 180 degrees. You can use a calculator on this if you need to, or you can go back and look in your chart. We get 1,260 degrees. This is the total degrees. Okay, now let's go back and look again. How do I go from the sum of angle measures to find each angle measure? If it's regular, we know that all the angle measures are the same. So how would I find each angle measure in a triangle? How many angles are there in a triangle? 3. 180 is my total. What do you guys think? You guessed it. We divide by the angle measures. So when we divide, we get 60 degrees for each. If we do that for a quadrilateral, we can't divide by 3 anymore because there are 4 angles. If we divide, we get 90 degrees for each. Okay, so let's put this in a formula. Now, it starts off the same. If we want to find the measure of one angle, this is important here. This is just one angle, and here's the other important part. It's a regular n-gon or polygon because all the sides are the same. We have to first know the total, so we use the formula for the total, and then we divide by n as well. Now be careful, we're not dividing by n minus 2, we're dividing by n. So let's do an example. If we want to find just one angle measure in an octagon, so in this stop sign, we know it has 8 sides. We take n minus 2 times 180. So we take 8 minus 2 times 180, and then divide it by n, or divide it by 8 in this case. So our total, 6 times 180, is 1,080. Divide that by 8, and we get a total of 135 degrees for this stop sign. So the measure of one angle in a regular octagon is 135 degrees. Let's try some more. I want one angle in a regular 15-gon. So I start out, 15 is my number of sides. 15 minus 2 times 180 over 15. Okay, so I get 13 times 180 over 15. Make sure you carry over the 15. 13 times 180 is 2,340 divided by 15. Make sure you're getting down all this work as good examples. I get 156 degrees. A way to double check that, take 156 times 15, and we get that total of 2,340. So this is the check. One more. Find the measure of one angle in a regular heptagon. Heptagon means 7 sides. It says round to the nearest tenth of a degree. Make sure you're doing that. So I'm going to take 7 sides minus 2 times 180 divided by 7 equals 5 times 180 divided by 7. 5 times 180 is 900. I'm going to divide 900 by 7. And I get, okay, now I get a decimal here. So I get about 128.57. But it tells me to round to the nearest tenth. So my final answer is 128.6 degrees in each angle. Now that's not a complete sentence, so let's fill in before it. There is 128.6 degrees in each angle, period. Okay, in our notes today, we should have 2 new formulas. We should have 4 examples. Make sure you have all that down, thoroughly written, so you can use these for examples for tomorrow's class. See you guys tomorrow.